Good day, sir. I am Jalyn Abapo, and today I'm going to demonstrate the computations of grades in secondary learning areas for our final term output. Computations of grades in secondary learning area. So task 1A, we have two sections in grade 9 class, which is the section 1 and section 2. So in section 1, we have here 22 students. So their grades was rearranged from lowest to highest. So to get the mean of the section 1, we need to add their all grades, which resulted to 1,844 divided 22 number of students equals 83.82. So given the norm reference grading, which is 7-point scale, so we need to divide it from 2 equals 3.5. So the gap here is 3.5. So from excellent, we have 100 to 96.5. Good, 96.4 to 92.9. Average, 92.8 to 89.3. Fair, 89.2 to 85.7. Poor is 89.6 to 82.1. Pass, 82.2 to 78.5. And failure is 78.4 below. So their mean is 83.82, so they belong to the poor performance for their overall section. Failing grade will be 78.4 below, so 3 students failed while the rest passed. So in section 2, we have here 23 students. So same process to section 1. To get the mean, we will add their grades. So we rearrange the grade of the section 2 from lowest to highest. So to get the mean, we need to add their grades, which resulted to 1,917 divide 23, the number of students, equals 83.35. So using the norm reference grading with 8-point scale divided 2, which is 4, so the gap here is 4. So from excellent, we have 100 to 96. From very good is 95 to 91. Good is 90 to 86. Average is 85 to 81. Fair is 80 to 76. Pass is 75 to 71. And failure is 70 to 66. The mean here is 83.35, so the overall performance is average. Average is 85 to 81, so failing grade will be 65 below, and section 2 is all passed. So in task 1B, we have here the English subject of the grade 5 students. So given the written work, which is 75 out of 100, performance task 80 out of 100, and quarterly exam 65 out of 100. So to get the possible score and the weighted score, we need to use the formula. So written work equals to RS over HP times 100 times WP. So RS is the raw score and HP is the highest possible score. So RS is 75 divide 100 times 100 equals 75, which is indicated here. So to get the weighted score, we need to multiply the 75 to 30%. So 75 times 30% equals 22.5. 22.5 is indicated here. Next is the performance task. So the performance task, we have here the raw score of 80 and the highest possible score of 100. So to get the possible score and the weighted score, we will use the same process of formula given in the written work. So performance task equals RS over HP times 100 times WP. So RS is the raw score and the HP is highest possible score. RS is 80 divide highest possible score 100 times 100 equals 80. 80 is indicated here, the possible score. So to get the weighted score, we need to multiply it to 50%. So 80 times 0.50 equals 40. So 40 is indicated in the weighted score of the performance task. So next, the quarterly exam. So quarterly exam, we have the raw score of 65 and the highest possible score of 100. So same formula to the written work and the performance task, we have here the RS over HP times 100 times WP. So RS is 65 divide 100 times 100 equals 65. So 65 is indicated in the possible score. So to get the weighted score, we need to multiply the 65 to 20%. So So 65 times 0.20 equals 13. So 13 is the weighted score of the quarterly exam. So to get the initial grade of the grade 5 students in their English subject, we need to add the weight score of the written work, performance task, and the quarterly exam. So the weight score of the written work is 22.5, the weight score of the performance task is 40, and the weight score of the quarterly exam is 13. So 22.5 plus 40 plus 13 is equals to 75.5. So 75.5 is indicated in the initial grade. And using the transmuted grade, we will get 84 of grades. Mathematics subject of the grade 6 students. So given the written work, which is 33 out of 65, performance task, which is 40 out of 60, and quarterly exam, which is 30 out of 40. So to get the possible score and the weight score, we will use the formula. So written work equals RS over HP, HP times 100 times WP. So RS is the raw score and the HP is the highest possible score. So 33 divide 55 times 100 equals 66. So 66 is the possible score. To get the weight score, we need to multiply the 66 to 0.40. So 66 multiplied to 0.40 is equal to 26.4. So 26.4 is the weight score of the written work. So we will put the 26.4 here. So next is the performance task. So to get the possible score of the performance task and the weight score, we will use the same formula. So performance task equals RS over HP times 100 times WP. So the RS or the raw score is 40 divide the highest possible score, which is 60 times 100 is equal to 66.67. So the 66.67 is the possible score. So to get the weight score, we will multiply the 66.67 to 40%. So 66.67 times 0.40 is equals to 26.67. So the weight score of the performance task is 26.67. For the quarterly exam, we have here the 30 out of 40. So to get the possible score and the weight score, we will use the same process as well, which is the quarterly exam equals raw score over highest possible score times 100 times WP or the weight percentage. So the raw score of the quarterly exam is 30 divide 40 times 100 equals 75. So 75 is the possible score of the quarterly exam. And to get the weight score of the quarterly exam, we will multiply the 75 to 20%. So times 0.20 is equals to 15. So 15 is the weight score of the quarterly exam. So to get the initial grade of the grade 6 mathematics, we will add the weight score of the written work, the weight score of the performance task, and the weight score of the quarterly exam. So the weight score of the written work is 26.4. In performance task, we have 26.67. And quarterly exam, we have 15. Total of 58.07, which is the initial grade. So to get the final grade, using the transmitted grade, they will get 80 grades. So in task 2, what we're going to do is to find the grade of Donnie Mariano in RLPAN. So we have the written work, the performance task, and the quarterly assessment. So in written work, we have here the written 1, the written work 1, and the written work 7. So the raw score of the written work 1 and the written work 7 is 18, 10, 19, 20, 22, 25, and 30. So the total score The total row score of Doni Mariano is 144. So, to get the percentage of Doni Mariano's written work, what we're going to do is to divide the row score to the highest possible score. So, the row score is 144 divide 190 times 100 is equals to 75.79. So the percentage score is 75.79. So to get the weight score, 75.79 times 30% times 0.30 is equals to 22.74. So the weight score is 22.74. So next is the performance task. So the performance task, we have here the performance task 1 to performance task 4. So the row score of the performance task 1 and performance task 4 is 16, 24, 24, and 28. So the total score is 92. So to get the percentage score, 92 divide 110 times 100. So row score is 92 over highest possible score, which is 110 times 100 is equals to 83.64. So the percentage score is 83.64. To get the weight score, 83.64 times 50%, so times 0.50 is equals to 41.82. So the weight score is 41.82. Last is quarterly assessment. So the quarterly assessment, we have the row score of 30 and the highest possible score, which is 50. So to get the percentage score, we will use the formula, which is row score 30 over 50, which is the highest possible score, times 100 equals 60. So 60 is the percentage score. To get the weight score, 60 times 20%, so times 0.20 is equals to 12. So the weight score is 12. So now, to get the initial grade of Doni Mariano in Aral Pan, we will going to add the weight score of written work, weight score of performance task, and weight score of quarterly assessment. So the weight score of written work is 22.74. In performance task, we have 41.82, and in quarterly assessment, we have 12. So the total of this is 76.56. So that is the initial grade of Doni Mariano. So using the transmitted grade, 76.56 will be going to 85 grade. So this is now the final grade of Doni Mariano in Aral Pan. So the transmitted grade of Doni Mariano in Aral Pan first grading period is 85. So the 85 is here. Given that the second, third, and fourth quarter of Doni Mariano's grade is 87, 88, and 90, so 85 plus 87 plus 88 plus 90 is equals to 87.5 or 88%. So the final rating of Doni is 88% and its descriptive rating is passed. In task 2B, this is now the final average of Doni Mariano. So in Filipino, he got the final grade of 89, in English 89, in Mathematics 82, in Science 87, in Aral Pan 88, in MAPE 91, ESP is 85, and EPP is 74. So what we're going to do now is to find the general average of Doni Mariano. So to find the general average, we need to use the formula given, which is the sum of final grade divided into number of subject. So this is now the formula. Sum of final grade, 89 plus 89 plus 82 plus 87 plus 88 plus 91 plus 85 plus 74 over number of subject, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is equals to 85.625. So this is the answer of the given formula. But we need to remember that this answer should be able to round off to the nearest unit. So 85.625 will become 86. So the general average of Donnie Mariano is 86. And 86 is passed. So next, we're going to compute the initial grade and the transmitted grade of the MAPE, which has 4 components, which is the music, arts, PE, and health. So same formula in Filipino, English, Mathematics, Science, Oral Pan, ESP, EPP. So music has 76 percentage score times 0.20, which result 15.2. In performance task, 77 times 60%, which result 46.2. And in quarterly assessment, 75 times 20% is 15, with an initial grade of 76.4 and transmitted grade of 85. In arts, 85 times 20% equals 17, 81 times 60% is 48.6, and 80 times 20% is 16, with an initial grade of 81.6 and transmitted grade of 88. In PE, 80 times 20% is 16, 80 times 60% is 48, 78 times 20% is 15.6 with an initial grade of 79.6 and a transmitted grade of 87. And last is health. Health is 85 times 20%, which is 17, 81 times 60% is 48.6, and 75 times 20% is 15 with an initial grade of 80.6 and a transmitted grade of 87. So now, we're going to find the average of MAPE, which is the music, arts, PE, and health. So, the transmitted grade of MAPE is 85 plus 88 plus 87 plus 87. So, it will be divided into 4 because MAPE has 4 components, which is the music, arts, PE, and health. So, 85 plus 88 plus 87 plus 87 divided 4 is equals to 87. So, the average of MAPE is 87. Questions. What is Donnie's composite grade in MAPE? How did you find it? So, the composite grade of Donnie in MAPE is 85, 88, 87, and 87. So, what we are going to do is to add the 85, 88, 87, and 87, and we are going to divide it into 4, which is the 4 components of MAPE, which resulted to 87. Number 2. In which learning area did Donnie perform best during the first quarter? Explain your basis. So, Donnie performed best during the first quarter in Oral Pan. The basis because in written work, he got the percentage score of 84. In performance task, he got the percentage score of 84 as well, and in quarterly assessment, he got 84, which a total of 90. Number 3. In which learning area does Donnie needs to be improved? Why so? Donnie needs to be improved in the learning area of mathematics because in mathematics, he got the transmitted grade of 79. Because in his written work, he got the percentage score of 71. He got the percentage score in performance task, which is 67. And quarterly assessment, he got a percentage score of 62, which total of 79. What does his level of proficiency in Oral Pan? So, Paulo's level of proficiency in Oral Pan is average performance because he got a transmitted grade of 89. And 89 is a good grade and 89 is a pass descriptive rating. Last, describe Donnie's overall performance in the first quarter. How would you communicate to his parents? So, the overall performance of Paulo is actually good, but he needs to improve in the learning area of mathematics because in mathematics he got the 79 grade, which means that 79 grade is low grades. To communicate his parents, I will provide students with assigned reading or activities, and for the students that needs to maintain in his active learning environment, because effective communication is therefore a key, and it starts with an open, honest, and continuing dialogue between students and parents, so that students' performance in the classroom will continue to improve and his learning will improve any further. It is very important for our teachers to be always responsibly careful, accurate, and honest in recording and computing the grades in order to engage, motivate, and teach all learners at optimal levels. Teachers must understand the learning process in general, understand and respond to students' individual, emotional, and cognitive profiles for diverse learners. It is especially important to document successes and failures in the classroom so that students can get support when needed.